Now, I want to go into another related topic that's semi-related, very important. What is anger and its impact on your marriage? Okay, um, this is a really key component when we're talking about emotional stability. Understanding what anger is, because I genuinely believe that a lot of you on the call, a lot of you on this training, a lot of men watching this training, you might be surprised. You might be surprised that you don't know what anger actually is, or how it operates, or what the purpose of it is. And once you really start to understand that, um, it becomes a game changer in how you view your emotions, your outbursts, and how you handle yourself. Okay? All right. So, anger is a defensive emotion, and it's to protect hurt. So, insecurities are suppressed hurts. Okay? They're not the behaviors that you think insecurities are, right? Insecurities are suppressed hurts that you know, shoved down long time ago, and even recently. I mean, the deepest ones come from childhood, between ages of 5 to 8. First time the man experiences failure, or a boy, and then 11 to 13, when you start to have a sense of belonging and all the failures that come with that. Right? Those are the deepest, darkest places where bullets come from, and these bullets you carry into your childhood, having created survival behaviors, so you don't have to feel the hurt associated with them. Okay. Now, anger is a defensive emotion that gets fired up when you get triggered. Okay. And if you go back to caveman times, when cavemen were hunting and they were going against the saber-toothed lion or tiger, they didn't have time to be in their feelings. They went into their anger as a form of survival. So anger as a defense mechanism or defensive emotion is helping you survive. It comes from caveman times, but I want to actually give you an even more modern analogy. I call it the club analogy. Most of you, when you were younger, maybe even now you've been to a club, like dancing. There's a lineup outside, and then there's a bouncer at the entrance of the club, and the bouncer decides who goes into the club and who doesn't. Okay? So anger is the bouncer. Your suppressed hurts are the people dancing inside the club. Okay? So anger is the protective emotion against accessing hurt. A lot of you men say, well, I wasn't raised that way. I'm not in touch with my emotions. I don't know how to get engaged with my emotions. Well, it's because there's a level of anger that's holding you back from doing that. Okay? So when you let go of this anger, when you fully express it, and it has to be emotionally expressed in a safe space. Okay? When you do that, what happens is the hurt starts to pour out afterwards, because it's no longer being protected by anger, right? And when we do this work, the amount of times, there are some men who know that they're angry and they have to let that out. And there's a ton of men who say, I don't have any anger. I'm cool as a cucumber. And those men tend to be one of the angriest men I've seen. Okay. When they engage it, when they connect with it, when they surrender to the fact that they have anger and they let loose and they let that out, that's quite an experience, right? Once you do that, you have access to all these different kinds of hurts that you've been holding on to. I don't want to overwhelm too much with this. I don't know if it makes sense. John, anything that's
I just
that I'm
want
missing?
to tie back to what we were just chatting about, as regards being dependent on her, and being a best friend, right? Because part of that is her managing and taking care of your emotions. Now, part of your emotions are anger. Just envisage how dangerous that is for her. Right. So at one point, the person that you're turning to help you manage your emotions is the one person that needs you to be solid, consistent, and reliable. Is the one person that needs you to be able to create a safe space for her. And you simply can't do that if the emotion, if anger is one of the emotions that you're expressing around her, because it's just so dangerous to her. It creates
Yeah.
such a dangerous environment and brings up so much fear for her. And some of that can be a physical fear of, okay, what's he capable of doing? Because most women, yes, physically could be beaten up by most men. Not all, clearly. Like I'm not going UFC fighting with some of them, but it's but you get the point. Like you going to your wife to help you deal with your emotions, and one of those emotions creates a very, very, very unsafe space for her. You start to see, okay, understand why that suffocation is happening, right?
4 out of 5 women have been abused physically, sexually, emotionally. And this is stats that's available there, out there. That's 80%, right? Just so you get that where the safety security comes from. Another example is you're going to your car is 100 yards away or 100 meters away. You left your phone in there, and it's midnight, pitch dark, and you got to walk 100 meters, 100 yards, whatever, to grab your phone from the car. What do you do as a man? Well, you get out of your house and you walk to the car and you grab your phone and you walk back. So this same journey for the feminine, very different experience. The instincts that kick in during that walk for her, the alerts, is somebody behind me? Is it safe for me? Wow, it's 100 meters or 100 yards away. That's quite a walk. Am I going to get there safely? What will my journey be back? Should I run or should I just calmly walk? I'm hearing noises in the bushes. What do I do? Do I stop and look, or do I just quickly run to the car? And things like that go through her mind. It's a different experience. So the wiring is different, right? So building on what John said around the safety and security, now you start to bring in anger into the relationship, you're doomed. Like serious anger and expressing that, it is anger, frustration, any cousins or relatives or anger or frustration should never be brought into the relationship. It's a very scary space. And you do that consistently, deteriorates right away. It's not a good thing to do.